And I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome our newest member, Bridget McLean,
Hello.
who is going to join us for the next 3 years. Yeah,
At
hopefully a
least.
lot
I'm
longer.
honored.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so the reserve fund transfer tonight is for the Joshua Hyde Library building, looking for $9,250 to repair some sagging floors. And Jeremy is here as the Director of Facilities and Information Technology.
Wow.
To go over the request.
Yes, Becky reached out to me maybe in March, mentioning that the floor was sagging. She saw the loft area was lowering down, and there's a big crack from where the bookshelves used to sit right against the ceiling. So we were wondering if it was from the winter, just everything shrinking, what could be causing it. So I reached out to Bill, the inspector, and he came and checked out. He said, yeah, it looks like the floor is deflecting because it's a long space for those floor joists, a long span for them to carry that much weight. So at that point, I started getting quotes. We got P&P to come in, and he mentioned that, yes, the floor is definitely coming down. We can put a beam in there to support it, and from there, we'll stop it from sagging. They're going to try to jack it up to the original spot, but if there's too much cracking going on, they'll stop the jacking and leave it as is.
And you should clarify, this is part of the original part of the building, not the new addition where we covered in span. Okay.
Go ahead.
Just a question, actually, for the board members. Construction-wise and everything, I know we've had this issue before. It's like, does this seem, for those of you who know construction, does this seem like a fair quote for the work being done?
Did we get more than one bid?
We did. We had another quote for $12,500, and I tried to reach out to another company, sent them numerous emails, never got a response. So,
To MC's point, did anyone give you a bid with the breakdown of time and materials?
not exactly the materials. We have the quote from P&P, which says exactly what they'll be doing. I'm not sure if you got the quote from P&P. I can pass it around if you want me to read it.
Yeah, you might as well read it in one.
All right. Remove a limited section of the insulation to expose the existing floor joist. Provide and install a 3-ply LVL beam below the floor joist. The location of this beam will need to be determined by trying to avoid the existing ductwork. Install 6x6 posts at approximately 10 foot on center to support the new beam. New posts will be supported to the existing basement floor by means of a concrete block for the pads. The existing floor is rough graded gravel stone that is encapsulated in poly, so we will need to cut holes in the poly, and then we'll patch the poly after the posts are set. This will be about a 2-day project.
Will the library have to be closed for the project? Okay. Was there any alternative sources of funding sought out?
I was trying to wait till the end of the year to see if I had enough money in the budget. There was not enough money in the budget for there. I asked Becky about other means that I could not use. We got exactly what fund I wanted to. She said that you can't use that.
How about using the CPA funds? It is a historic building. We've been reclaimed for historic purposes.
I think it's a
We can look into that.
Well, how dangerous is this situation? I mean, is the floor in danger of imminent collapse?
I feel it is not. I do want to get it fixed as soon as possible. I don't want to wait till next fiscal year. Been there since the 1800s. Fallen yet.
From what I saw, there's going to be progressive damage. If you don't fix it, it's just going to keep going down and down and down, and then it's going to cost twice as much to fix it.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
It's definitely bending. I've talked to the building inspector and P&P. We were in there. They said you can see the boards are deflecting. So they should be.
When you walk in the front door to the left, if you take a left into that alcove area, and it's got a tier, it's got a mezzanine. You can see actually the stairs where the joints are separating on the staircase because the building is moving.
Yes, the loft is coming down. As you walk on that floor, you can feel you're sinking on that. Not like just you feel like you're going lower. It doesn't feel, you can't feel it bouncing. You just feel that there's a low.
But
I think the flow load that they have on it now wasn't designed to have as much weight. And I think that a beam and a couple posts every 10 foot on center is a very cheap and economical way out, especially in the basement area of that. They're gonna have to probably break the concrete up a little bit, dig down, put a footing in there, and then put the post on that.
you're gonna use cement blocks, it's a gravel floor down there.
Yeah, grab something, you know.
Dig that out, flatten it out, and put the 6x6.
They're using a laminate beam, which is good because they're very.
Yeah, the LVLs are,
But they're lightweight.
yeah. Well, they got a lot of, they can carry a lot of load,
Yes, they
LVLs.
can.
Larry, good.
From the standpoint of timing, can you make an estimate of the ability of the building to resist the weight of snow and ice on the roof?
I mean, if I had to think of the snow and ice on the roof, I imagine that those rafters coming down on the foundation, not on that floor. So I don't think that matters. I think it's mainly what's going on inside the building. Of people walking on there, all the books that they have and all the bookshelves, they have the loft above there, and people are walking on the loft, and that's where there's more bookshelves. I imagine all the way it's inside the building.
So if there were an early heavy snow, say Thanksgiving, and the work had not yet been done, and it turned out that it was really a heavy, icy weather event, if the work had not yet been done, do I understand correctly that it is much more likely than not that there would be no damage to persons or severe damage to property because of the relationships, distribution of weight on foundation?
I'd imagine not snow and ice, but I'd say if they had a book sale and there was a bunch of kids and families coming in and they were standing on that floor, which will happen before the snow, then I'd say it'd be a problem.
All right, thank you.
It's a floor load issue.
Yeah, I think it's floor load.
But the question about time and materials, so they didn't quote you a price for, a per hour price for the labor or the price of the materials that are going into this. It's just, we're gonna do this, it's gonna take 2 days, and it's gonna be $92.50.
Correct. I mean, I imagine he knows the prices of LVL and the 6x6.
That was
posts, so I imagine
PP
he knows what
12,500 or something.
material
I think so,
breakdown
yeah.
is.
So were all the bids comparable?
Yes, according to what they were going to do. Nobody had the material list. One was at 12.5, the other one was at.
People that came in, being that the building's so old and alike, did they look at other parts of the building structurally, other spans that are potential problems, or is this isolated this one specific area?
This is isolating that one specific area, and everything else is kind of covered
this
in
stuff
the
costs.
ceiling.
$400.
And the drop ceiling everywhere else. They had it all open when they did the whole new HVAC system. So I'd imagine somebody should have been looking at that area. They didn't touch that other area. Well, maybe they did. The HVAC does go over there. I'm not sure why nobody noticed it when they did the HVAC system.
I'll get prevailing wage.
But yeah, we didn't look at any other areas. That's the only area that's the old
No, the-
library.
Structural engineer. You need an engineer to look at that, not just PMP.
Actually, Robin is trying to get into the meeting, and I'm trying to tell her what session to come looking for.
She did call me. I didn't want to answer.
So,
Yeah, so if we go back to MCP's question there, I don't have a sense for whether this should be a $5,000 job versus a $9,000 job. I would just say, given the general scope, that the $9,000 price we have doesn't seem to be too far out of whack. And while I do appreciate the alternative funding, CPA funds do require town meeting votes, so there's a time element for, will we have a special, or do we have to wait until next April or May to have that thing? So if we're a little closer, I'd say maybe there's another source of funding we could pursue at that time. But it seems like we should allocate the funds to move forward with the repair now, rather than try to stretch out some time and have the condition worsen.
And our licensed builder just nodded that he thinks it's a fair price.
$9,000?
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do it for that.
A lot more,
And
right?
I'm okay with a fixed price versus time and materials breakdown, that's for that scope of what we're doing.
Okay, you're gonna make a motion?
I don't think Larry has a
Larry,
comment,
go
but
ahead,
I'll
I'm
make a
sorry.
motion.
I wonder if it is proper, if it can be done under the UMass system, Uniform Massachusetts Accounting System, for the Finance Committee to release the 9,000 or whatever the exact figure is, and then get reimbursed by your idea of the historic funding account.
We could always pursue that and look for a town meeting article, yeah.
I think that's a great idea, because I think that there should be, if the floors are starting to sag now, that I think that maybe a study should be done at some point using the historic preservation funds to make sure that there's no other structural damage.
Yeah, we're moving as an expedient,
Yeah.
So
and then
Kevin,
we're made whole.
Kevin, I'll make a motion that we approve the transfer from the reserve of $9,250 from the reserve fund to account 11912.52000 facilities purchased services for the purpose of reinforcing the basement floor of the Joshua Hyde Library.
Second.
Okay. Larry. Yeah, I know, I'm just writing down and making sure I have a note to go after the town meeting article with Barbara and whatever, sorry. All right, so we've got approval is written, Mike and Larry. Any other questions and follow-up? All those in favor? That's 9-0. Okay. Well, Jeremy, that was a nice first.
Thank you very much. That was very interesting. I'm usually behind the scenes.
Great, thank you.
Just have your first vote.
Yep.
All right, 9.
Good idea.
All right, so that's taken care of. Next thing here is the minute meetings of June 17th.
Minute meetings?
I'm sorry, I'm reading through things. The meeting minutes for June 17th, 2025, which was sent out last week.
Okay.
You don't know if they're right or wrong.
I've read them, so I'm good.
I did too.
I didn't see anything.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented, as written.
I second.
Okay. So that's Jim Waddick and MCP. Approve as written. 6:17. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor? Opposed and abstaining?
Chris, you were not at that meeting?
Oh, thank you for catching that. So that would be, since we're down to 8 at this point in time, 602.
Oh, hang on.
No.
There's no Mike. I don't know where he went, but he's not here.
All right.
Oh, okay.
What happened to vote, Mike?
It's over now.
What we ordinarily do is
Note that
in
he
the
walked
minutes,
away.
Yes.
temporarily
Yeah.
removed himself of the
Yep,
act.
yep.
but otherwise,
I
the
have, he
numbers
left
don't
at
add up.
7:30.
Right, no, yeah, you just need to note that.
Left at 7:13, we'll, if he comes back, we'll,
Yeah. Are you trying to say something, Robin?
Even and they don't abstain, basically, right?
all right.
I don't know, we can't hear you, but we're already past Jeremy.
She's on mute.
All right.
We can't hear you.
Yeah.
She's on mute.
Oh, you may be
So-
on mute.
So just note that Mike came back now. That's not, that's our mic, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's a good point. We seem to be muted.
I'm muted?
No, we are.
Oh, we're muted?
Yeah, but so is she. You can see that next to it. Yeah.
Is the microphone off?
Looks very comfortable in a rocking chair.
Oh, okay. Oh, now we got more people coming. So just because you're on mute?
We didn't let anybody in, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right.
Still can't hear, Rob.
Yeah. Robin, you're muted. There
There we go.
Yay.
Yeah, we had the only, Becky and I had another link that said FY '26, so here we go.
So we're already past Jeremy, but we have something that we brought up that we want to make sure that you add to the next special town meeting warrant. And that is an article to get the reserve fund reimbursed for the $9,250 from CPA funds
For,
for the library. The library is a
Oh,
historic
yeah.
building.
okay, yep, yep. And so, any issues with the library, since I have Becky on, if you had any question, extra, I know you got, sounds like you already voted, but Becky is here if you need her too.
No, we're good. The only thing was the talking about alternative source of funds. And did he go to the CPA committee? So,
Okay, so I can go to CPA, get them to vote and put something on a warrant.
yeah, perfect. So we've taken care of the meeting minutes. We're on to agenda item number 4, which is reorganization of the finance committee. So at this point, I guess we vacate all the chairs. Do I need an official motion, Mr. Rule of Order? So, okay.
I move the nomination of Kevin Smith as chairperson of the Sturbridge Finance Committee.
Second.
Move the nomination be closed.
Second.
Hang on, you guys are way too fast. Open, close. So do I need a vote to close the nomination for chair?
You need a second.
I do have a second. That was MC.
For both?
Yeah.
Even the closing? Okay.
That moves really quick. Okay, so, all those in favor of closing the nominations for chair? That's 9-0. Okay.
You lose.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good with it. I have some experience. All right, so now I need the motion to approve myself, I guess, as chair, right?
So
Okay.
moved.
That's already done, we need a vote.
We just need to vote.
Oh, you should need a vote, yeah. You already did it.
No, we closed it. We had to close nominations. Now you have to vote, right? I always get this wrong.
Your nomination was seconded and is now qualified to be voted on.
Yes.
Oh, so then we're good. All right. On to vice chair.
No, we have to.
No,
vote.
we have to vote.
Oh, we do have to vote, okay.
How
That's what I
long have you been
thought.
doing this?
Long enough to get confused.
Kevin, you make me rethink my vote here, all right?
As the mover of the motion, I'm lately having second thoughts.
Would you like to move your,
No.
okay, all right. All those in favor? And just go 9-0. Okay. All right, vice chair.
I move the nomination of James Waddick as vice chair of the Sturbridge Finance Committee.
Second.
Okay.
I move the nominations be closed.
Second.
Who's the second?
MC.
All right, so we're gonna do
They're
that.
working as a tag team over there. Okay. All those in favor of closing the nomination for vice chair? 9-0. All right, all those in favor of Jim as vice chair?
I better vote.
Oh, it's up to you, 9-0. All right, clerk.
I move the nomination of Michael Hager as clerk of the Sturbridge Finance Committee.
I second.
I move the nominations be closed.
Second.
Okay.
Oh, you're working as a team over here.
There. All those in favor of closing nominations for clerk? 9-0. All right, all those in favor of Mike as clerk? 9-0. Great. So that takes care of the reorg. Moving on to new business, there's just one thing now that I didn't want to presume, but now that I'm back in the saddle again, I guess, I'll send out and create a new liaison list. I know I had sent out an email earlier in this, before the end of the season, to see if people were interested in changing, and I had some interest. And Mike did take over Kathy's position as our representative to the Housing Trust, Housing Authority Trust, I forget how that
Housing
works.
trust, I think.
The Housing Trust Committee. So Mike will be assuming at least that liaisonship for the next fiscal year.
That's not a liaison, that's an actual.
It's an actual representative.
membership on the committee.
Yeah, it's like Larry on the
Personnel.
Personnel Committee. And I'm on the Capital Committee, so. Yeah. All right. Anyone else with new business?
Oh, well, should we just share with you by email what if we're interested in keeping our same?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let me know ASAP.
The conservation and the select board.
Those are the really simple ones, just so you know, will probably go to Bridget, so she gets
The select board?
yeah, so she gets kind of used to the process without having to be getting swamped with the fire department.
I will continue with the conservation committee.
Okay.
Especially since you attend all the meetings.
Well, I'm trying to educate
I don't
myself.
have objections to people continuing with whatever. I'll just point out, part of this is we do rotate around, even though
Okay.
we've been
Yeah.
there for a while.
That's fair.
So and I have no problem with people continuing, especially with something that recently gotten and just getting their feet wet. But
Yeah,
Okay, well,
we
I
usually
will,
shuffle the deck.
yeah, usually.
You haven't
I-
had that long.
yeah, but I will, rely on your judgment.
Yeah, no, I'll work on something and have it out in the next couple of weeks. Okay.
Kevin, I'm not in any of these, I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. Do I need to sign myself up to be on one of these?
No, I usually assign it to you. But I sent out an email, just said, that this is usually the time of year when we shuffle up the deck, as Mike says, and you get reassigned new things, but if someone's got an interest or wants to maintain something, let me know and I'll see what I can accommodate. But I also need to be cognizant, I need to check with Bridget too, about, any potential conflict of interest, even though they not be actual, but they look like one.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that we avoid that too.
Are there any holes that you can fill that I can help out with?
I'll, you know what, let me just come out, I'll send out the list and everyone can provide me feedback before we just declare it the final
We
list.
did have a number of them last year, so.
Yeah, it's just a matter of talking to people on the list about their budget.
Yeah, but you actually, by the time you actually attended the meeting, it was so late in the thing that we actually took it all up.
Okay.
And not to take up much time, but again, just for Chris and Bridget, liaison role, when we get into budget season or issues come up, the liaison role is between the finance committee and the department. So can you explain back to the committee rather than the department and have to be here to explain what's going on? Doesn't mean you have to be the advocate for everything that's in their budget, you just need to be able to, we got questions about what's going on such and such a department, rather than 9 of us go chasing the department. One usually goes and chases the answer and comes back, kind of thing. When it's budget time, it'd be helpful if those liaisons understand those budgets in more detail than the rest of the budgets, in case questions come up during the budget review process. And it's usually just introduce yourself to the department heads, have a little meeting, have a little chat, and understand what's going on, process.
Nicely summarized.
And also, part of that budget process, some of the stuff, for instance, the school department will have, Larry's been the representative to the schools, but they'll do a presentation, an open meeting, and we can go listen to them talking about
Right.
Fantasca and listen to them talk about Burgess. And we're just there, not even as, we're just there to get the information.
Right.
Yeah. Larry's the liaison, but there might be 6 of us show up for one of those just to hear it firsthand.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's very helpful.
Yeah.
All right, any old business? Public access? Our usual packed house? Usual. Okay, so then we'll take a motion to adjourn. Mike, do I have a second? MC? All those in favor of adjournment? Okay, we adjourned at 7:24.